Hello my fellow GameMelters, what's going on? Valentin here, bringing you the next Android gem, a game called Monster Mountain that managed to mesmerize me on several levels at once. It has a great atmosphere, a collecting element to it, and a combat system that is deep enough to keep you interested, but not too deep for the shallow-minded tacticians like me. Without further ado, let's get into it. As usual, we're going to dive into graphics and sounds first, and then go for the gameplay. When you look at screenshots of Monster Mountain, it is easy to see why I liked it so much, even before downloading it. The game has a consistent art style and an overall aesthetic, so it doesn't look like Dr. Frankenstein decided to play game developer tycoon. Trying to describe it turned out to be a challenge for me, but I would say that it looks like Samurai Jack ended up in an H.P. Lovecraft kind of setting. Everything is 2D, although there are several layers of parallaxing involved, and everywhere you look, you see dark twisted demon versions of real-life things. Ranging from demons to vampires and werewolves, the native population of this world is one that you can hardly fall in love with, at least from the first sight. Special effects are well done with so many symbols and hieroglyphs to describe different states that I started feeling like an Egyptian novel writer. However, there is still consistency in all that, and the graphics department holds up to an exceptional standard. I have to put in a special note here about character design and animation. It is absolutely amazing. That's it. The game boasts with tons of characters, and all of them manage to pull off a unique look, even the ones that are not important to the story. Just unlocking new characters and staring at them could easily keep me occupied for an hour. Anyway, back on track. Music and sounds are up next. Unfortunately, after the amazing graphics, Monster Mountain just doesn't have that much to offer in terms of music and sounds. None of this is bad per se, but they are just not that special. The soundtrack is good and is something that I can go on listening to for hours while I do work. Sounds, however, are simple and very repetitive. All characters make similar noises when attacking, and given the variety of their looks, this is disappointing to say the least. Not as bad as some other games, but this is just not the title's strongest point. And by swiftly transitioning and shifting your attention through the magical power of my voice, we get to the length of gameplay. The gameplay in Monster Mountain is a good combination of several elements, having some amount of storytelling, character progression, and of course combat. You take control of Rusty Rain, a child armed with a sword, something you've never seen before, headed on a quest to restore balance and all good things in the world. Not the most original idea, is it? Well, it becomes better once you realize that the first living thing you meet is a robot tree called Lantern because of the glow in its eyes. Characters just keep getting weirder and weirder as you move on, including but not being limited to an ex-ballerina dancer who is now a fully fleshed battling vampire and has a red cat. Weird is normal in this game, get used to it. Progressing on the main storyline happens as you complete a series of missions in different locations. Each mission is a battle you need to win in order to move on and uncover another little piece of story. Combats are real time with all characters attacking automatically when their timers expire. As you might guess, there are characters of different speeds, and that affects the time it takes them to attack. Every several attacks, a special skill for each character gets charged. Those range from inflicting poison to an enemy to delivering a devastating uppercut that can get Megatron a concussion. Skills also vary in the amount of attacks it takes to charge them, so team balance is something that you want to look into. Your team consists of 4 characters, and as you move on you unlock more and more of them for a total of 150, a number which is just as insane as it sounds. I surely did not expect that amount of diversity when I downloaded Monster Mountain, and was happily surprised. Each character has a race and a class, the race determining its strengths and weaknesses, and the class accounting for its style of combat. You can upgrade your team members by spending different resources, which you find in battle or of course in the shop. Upgrades are cheap, at least for the beginning, and you can get enough stuff so you don't need to spend money. There are also daily, weekly and monthly locations and PvP battles as well, ensuring that you have tons of options when you start grinding in the higher levels. New characters are obtained by winning battles or by spending gold or crystals in the Call to Arms menu, the latter obviously being the more secure choice. Now, since battles are your main source of income and progression, I would like to speak a bit more about them. Apart from the characters, there are 2 other notable things: skill execution and tarot cards. In order to use an ability, it is not enough just to choose a target. You also need to draw a pattern on the screen, just like in those ancient Harry Potter games on the PC. The speed and accuracy of your drawing determines the power of the skill. On top of that, you have a deck of tarot cards, which you unlock as you progress. They can be both passive or active, and you can have one of them in each battle, giving you a unique bonus, from double rewards to the ability to heal a team member, for example. I could talk a lot more about this game and all the little details in it, but it's time to move on to in-app purchases. The only thing you can buy in Monster Mountain are crystals, but there are a ton of ways to spend them. You can buy gold to upgrade your characters, you can summon more characters in the Call to Arms section, you can replenish your stamina and get into battles more quickly instead of waiting, and so on. In-app purchases start from $6.89, with the most expensive one being $25.88. I would normally say that those numbers are ludicrous, but the quality of the game and the fact that there are no actual paywalls because you can finish it without paying nothing, they might just be reasonable. However, I still don't fully support them. With all of that being said, I would suggest that you go ahead and download Monster Mountain. The game is free to download, so you can easily check if you like it or not, although I doubt anyone would be disappointed by what they get. If you are obsessive about collecting stuff, this might turn out to be your new addiction. This was everything from me for today. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't, let me know why by leaving a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, follow GameMelter on all the social media channels, and I'll see you next time.